So children, last week we learnt about our eyes. Do you remember? And I said to you it's called the senses. We learnt about the sense of sight. Now today we're going to learn about the second sense, sense of sight, sense of hearing. These are my ears. My ears help me to hear. I listen with my ears. But why do we need ears? Take your fingers, block your ears. That's awful not to hear anything. And if you couldn't hear, all you would do is see my mouth move. And you wouldn't know what I'm saying if your ears weren't working. So our ears help us to hear. Now, when I speak, out of my mouth comes invisible. Now, invisible means you can't see it, but it's really there, invisible waves. They travel through the air like this, and they go into my ear. Now, my ear has a little shell on the outside, and it's called my outer ear. And if you take your baby finger and you put your finger in there, you'll see there's a little passage. And that's where Mummy puts those cotton buds in to clean your ears. But you are never, ever, ever allowed to stick anything but a finger in your ear. Because at the end of that little passage, there's a little skin called an eardrum. And if you hurt that eardrum, your ears can't work nicely. So the sound comes out of somebody's mouth or from the car driving past or the bird that's singing, traveling through the air, and the sound waves go into your ear, down the little passage, and they make that little eardrum vibrate. Can you do this with your hand? It wobbles. Another word for vibrate is wobble, and then it sends a message to your brain, and your brain understands what you've heard. Amazing. Now, people who can't hear are deaf. That doesn't mean they have no ears. It just means that their ears don't work. Now, ears can help us. If we hear a siren, wah, 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 we know that there's danger. Perhaps there's been an accident and the ambulance needs to get to the hospital quickly, or the police car needs to get to help somebody. I want you to do something for me. When you have lunch today, I want you to listen to your food. Did you know you can hear your food in your mouth? So if Mummy gives you crunchy carrots, as you're chewing, crunch, 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 you'll actually hear your teeth crunching the carrots. If she gives you soft mashed potato, it will be silent. No noise is silence. Silence is no noise. So if you eat yogurt or you eat mashed potato inside your mouth, it will be silent. But if you eat chips, crunch, crunch, carrots, crunch, crunch, it makes a crunchy sound. Yes. Now, moms are going to get very grumpy with Mrs. Bray, but this week we're making lots of noisy things. So I've sent you all a tin, and listen to the noise we can make. If I use a fork, and you can bang, you can have fun. And listen, if you block it against your body, it makes a dull sound. If you hold it up, it makes a louder sound, because this part is vibrating. But we'll learn about that more. But look, if I use a wooden stick, it's not as loud as the fork. That's quite loud. So you're going to decorate your drum. I've started here, and I'm going to carry on. So you've got strips of paper, you've got white and orange and pink and blue, and no adult is allowed to tear for you, because these fingers need to get strong. So watch how I tear the paper. I pinch it, you can see 2 pointy fingers and 2 thumbs. And you tear towards your tummy. Tear towards your tummy. Tear to your tummy. That's how we tear. 2 thumbs, 2 pointy fingers, and tear. And I want you to make a pile of all the different colours. There we go. Then you're going to paint sections of your tin with glue. lots of glue. And then you're going to stick your different colours on to decorate your drum. If they don't want to lie flat, you can always just put a little bit of glue there, because you won't be able to play with your drum until it's dry. You need to tear lots of paper to be able to go around. So you're going to make a drum to help us remember that we use our ears for listening. Why do we need to have ears? Why are our ears important? Well, if you came to school and you didn't have ears, you wouldn't know what I was telling you and teaching you. You wouldn't be able to talk to your friends. You wouldn't be able to hear what your friends are saying. That would be sad. When somebody read you a story, it would be very hard to understand the story. And remember, our ears also keep us safe. If we hear a scary noise, we know it's like a warning. So remember, they're sound waves. They travel through the air into our ear that looks like a shell, down a little passage where you must never stick anything, to an ear drum that vibrates, it wobbles, sends a message to your brain, and your brain understands. Now you have fun making your drums and make a lot of noise at home.